Hello, everyone, and welcome or welcome back. I'm Cathy Liska with the Center for Coaching Certification and with Coach 123. And I am super excited about today's conversation. Can't wait to bring you in on it. Let's get started with an introduction. So I'm turning it over to you. Go ahead.
Thank you, Kathy. First, let me just say thanks for having me today. And I think it's so wonderful that we just happened to meet at SHRM. Kathy and I didn't think we had anything in common. And by the end of it, now we're doing a LinkedIn Live. So just absolutely love this serendipitous moment. My name is Laura Voskova, and I am the founder of Culture Kova, where I do experiential trips to Nepal for executives who are really looking to get away, renew, and reset. And so you can probably tell from what I just explained, Kathy was like, well, what does that have to do with me? And so as Kathy and I were talking, we really started brainstorming about what are some of the things that we could potentially do together. And I have a relationship with some of the world's best wellness spas. And I thought, wait a second, maybe we could do something together where some of her potential clients or existing clients wanted to get together and really get away so they could focus on themselves while they were going through this coaching training with Kathy. So thank you for having me here today. And I'm super excited about our conversation.
Yeah, yeah. So, everyone, today is about viewer opinion. This is a little bit different than some of the others we've done. We really want your input on this. We've been brainstorming, obviously, combining this wellness retreat with the coach training or continuing education, having coaching in there. And we're also talking about including a volunteer day.
Mhm.
The idea of this conversation is to start sharing with you some of the things we've been talking about and brainstorming on this, what it might be like, what's involved, etc. And then we have some questions we want you to answer. Give us your opinion on what we're talking about. So the first thing I'm going to do is we brainstorm some of the different benefits. So Laura, share some of the benefits of this.
I think so when I went to Nepal for the first time, what was most mind-blowing is that I was able to get away, reset, and refocus and just kind of focus on myself actually for the first time in a long time. And I think it's so important when you have something like this opportunity that it allows you to get out of all of the noise that we have going on in our lives and be able to focus on just ourselves. And again, I think that renewing is so important. I think that with what we're talking about, I mean, it's kind of exciting for people because they're going to actually be able to either get like their coaching certification or they're going to be able to do some continuing education while they're away. They're going to be able to bring in maybe some new fitness, nutritional information that they might not have known about before. I think too that they'll get to meet new people, right? And I think that that's one of the most energizing things that we get to do. This whole like being able to network with people that are there just to be a part of this program is really a wonderful experience and hopefully something that you would take from this experience and then expand it into your regular world with a great new network of people that were able to get away and reset and refocus.
Yeah, yeah. And we talked about you come out of an experience like that, as you said, you're the relaxing, the renewing, and coming away energized,
Yeah.
ready to go back. To me, it's also a huge confidence builder, what you get out of this. The the idea Laura mentioned, either coaching certification or continuing ed, which is one of the questions we actually are going to have for people is are you interested in this as earning your initial coaching certification, or do you like this idea as continuing ed because you're already a coach? And maybe we end up doing both. We'll have to see on that. Uh, it's also about the learning opportunity. Talk more about some of the things they learned on the wellness retreat side of it, Laura.
So from a wellness retreat, it's everything from being able to go to a yoga class to pickleball to Watsu, which I can explain later if anyone doesn't know what Watsu is, to meditation. We'll have painting classes, we'll have some cooking classes. There's movies, there's games. We have different activities in the pool, if it's aqua strength or water aerobics, hiking. It's it's almost like day camp for adults. That's how I look at it. I used to go to summer camp. I loved summer camp. One, because I got to get away and just focus on Laura. So it goes back to that common theme of just getting away, meeting new people, and being able to be in a space where you allow new things to come in. And that's why I think adding this coaching aspect is just brilliant. I love this.
Yeah, well, and what's so fun, there's a side to that, Laura, that's really interesting. As coaches, we're actually expected to have self-care and take care of ourselves so that we can truly be present when we're working with a client. So that speaks to me to benefits. It's the well-being, your mental well-being, your physical well-being, your spiritual well-being, having time. And the different activities, the different approaches, gaining insight. Hey, this works for me, or I like that, whatever it is. So that to me is huge.
I
And of
think
course, if they have pickleball, everybody game on. We're playing pickleball.
I'll be in the yoga class with you can join me in yoga if you're not a pickleball player.
Okay, you do
Yeah,
the yoga, I'll do the pickleball.
that works. I'm good with
Yeah,
that.
that's awesome. That's awesome. It's as Laura said, the focus me time, and it's really a sense of accomplishment because when you walk out of there after a week, you have fully engaged in the activities, you've done your coach training, whichever side of that you're doing, you've had that volunteer day, giving back in the community, which is huge, and you walk away feeling like you accomplished something because you accomplish so much. Um, so there are a couple of considerations. We know everybody thinks about these things. So dates, what are we talking? We're thinking 2026 to allow time to plan ahead, to schedule, etc. This initial one, given what's happening right now, we're thinking start with one in the United States, and we're interested in input on that. And then we're also looking at pricing and what's the pricing going to be. Um, we really want to cap at 10,000 to make it realistic. And of course, when I say that, we're hoping to have a 7-day retreat, to have time for the coach training, time for the volunteering, and time for the different activities. So you want to add to that?
As I'm listening it and we're building it, I just think it's brilliant. And for me, again, you're right. You're going to leave with such a sense of accomplishment, but sometimes you need to get away from your everyday routine. You can't be picking kids up from school and you've got all these other things on your mind and all the emails and all of that. And just being able to get away and focus. It's so important for a coach. And I love that aspect of it is that they have to know how to self-care before they can explain to someone how to self-care and how to do that. And once you've done it, you get really good at it. I'm really good at it now. So I want everybody else to be able to experience that same sort of, I don't know, transformation that I feel and setting boundaries and knowing my time and my space and my worth. And this coaching just falls right into all of that.
Yeah, yeah. And whether you work in the corporate world and you're gaining coaching as a skill because it helps you as a leader and in that world, or if you're a coach in business, the reset factor is huge for people that are working in coaching. So many people, it's almost they just work on their own, independent, separate, that kind of thing. So this is truly an opportunity to come together with others with common interests that are also getting that reset and enjoying some of those different activities while learning and while volunteering and giving back.
I love that because you're creating even more of a community, right? I mean, we'll get close while we're all there and
Mhm.
really become friends and colleagues and, just masters of the same type of experience. And so it will bring us together. And I love that idea as well. I'm not sure what if folks are typically doing it outside, like one-on-one with you, but the idea of being able to come together, I think that's going to be
Yeah.
wonderful. And these
Yeah.
videos that we're looking at are amazing. They're good. They're like must do places in the world. So, in the United States, of course.
Yes, yes. So everybody check out, this is what we're thinking as a tentative schedule. So we want to get your input on this too. So on day one, and we're leaning toward that being a Saturday, everybody arrives. You have time to tour the place, get settled, check out the different activities and facilities, etc. And then that evening, have an activity with all of us together. Then on day 2 and day 3, what we're looking at is coach training. So we'd have 4 hours, we'd have a break for lunch, and then we'd have another 4 hours. It'd be full days of coach training. If it is part of a certification program, there'll be some advanced learning in the LMS. If it's a continuing ed, it'll be purely those 2 days. And then in the evenings on those days, have a gathering where we're all doing something more fun and relaxing after a full day of learning. Then when we move to day 4, start with a group activity in the morning, we're thinking about a coaching around wellness and having a coaching activity, then a selection of activities that you choose from. So whether you want to go on a bird walk or take a dance class or go do crafts or Pilates or whatever it is, you'll have some time for engaging in the activities that you want to check out that appeal to you. Then we'll come back together and have another group coaching. We're thinking maybe one of the topics that people are interested in is meditation. Day 5, we're thinking about that being the volunteer day. So we'll start with a group coaching in the morning, talk about servant leadership, go out on a volunteer day, and then have group coaching that evening. And another possible topic, and we can arrange these differently, is health and nutrition and talking about that and how we do take care of ourselves. Then day 6 becomes much like day 4, where you have time, you have the group coaching together. We're thinking a topic maybe of self-confidence and presence, have the activities that you engage in, and then a group coaching that evening talking about your long-term application of what you've learned during the week, what you're getting out of it. And then on day 7, it's packing up and goodbyes and departures and that type of thing. Yes.
I miss all my friends, my new friends.
Yes, yes, invariably. So obviously there's flexibility in that. This is our tentative brainstorm in terms of the schedule. And again, something we're really curious about. What do people think of this? How does this sound? Is this appealing to you? Are you interested? So here's a couple of questions we really want you to answer for us. First off, given what we're talking about, what is your level of interest in participating in this kind of an event? Our second question is, are you interested in the initial coach training, or are you interested in continuing education? And as I said, we can do one, the other, we can do both at different times if we do both. Then the next question is the length. We can cut it back to 5 days. We both definitely have a bias for 7 days to really give you the time for that. I actually used to have a job. I don't know if I told you this one, Laura. They required us to take 2 consecutive weeks of vacation time every year. And it was mandatory. It was, you could get fired if you didn't go take a 2-week vacation.
Love it.
Very interesting. So anyway, 7 day really, we're biased for that. If you prefer 5 days, say so. That's okay. If we get enough feedback on that, that'll tell us a lot. In terms of the volunteer activities, Laura, we've talked about a couple of different ones. Share some of the activities we talked about.
Yeah, there are, I do a lot of work that way. There's everything from building a house in Mexico, if we ever end up in Mexico, to reading with children in some of the local schools, to working in some of the gardens. I have a great friend who's a master gardener, and she does some work with some of the schools, and we could do some things with the school children that way. We also have the opportunity to maybe cook. Maybe we could tie that nutritional aspect into cooking at the wellness spa. and turning around and then feeding the food insecure population in whatever town that we're in. So lots of different opportunities, and we're open to ideas too. I mean,
Yeah,
I think that that's a lot of the places where that I work with actually have built-in opportunities, and we can look at what those are as well.
yeah, yeah. Excellent. So that's,
Kath, can
go
I
ahead.
can I mention, because I think I love that you worked for a place that made you take 2 weeks off. I actually know a couple of companies that allow or that actually have a mandatory every 5 years you need to take 30 days off. And so
Wow.
yes, exactly. And I think it's becoming more popular and we're starting to hear more about that. But one of the reasons for those that are listening that Kathy and I spoke about from a volunteer aspect is some of you may have volunteer days that you get through your company. And if you decide that you want to use some of those volunteer days, I think that's just such a great way to be able to give back as well. And use those days if you want to talk your manager into, I want 7 days, not five, wherever we end up.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So we're interested in hearing from you what kind of volunteer activity you want to do. And if I continue, part of what you're starting to get to, Laura, is some of you may be making the case to an employer, whether it's for the time or even having the employer fund you attending this. And so, how important it is it for you when you're making the case to have help with that? And for that reason, we're looking at, okay, the training helps make the case, the volunteering helps make the case, the coaching groups that we'll have help make the case. So we really want to put it together in a package that serves you to get the support from an employer if you have an employer and are looking at that. What do you want to add to that?
I think it's brilliant. We built it and hopefully they will come. I
Right.
think it's a really great opportunity to
Mhm.
get away and to have it. You mentioned at the beginning, you're going to feel accomplished at the end. You're going to
Mhm.
feel so much better and accomplished because you did something while you were there that you give back. You've increased your education. You are going to be a better coach. I love this.
Yeah. And you took care of yourself in the process and really had some good me time, which is amazing. Amazing.
And amazing people. I mean, again, that aspect of creating that community for the coaching community is wonderful.
Yeah. For those who have been in a class, you're familiar. It's such an amazing experience working with others and getting to know your colleagues in the program. And this will just take it to the next level. So excited about that aspect of it. We did talk about size, and we absolutely have to cap at 18 people to make this manageable and doable and still create the experience that we're looking to create for everybody. So, how do you get us your input? Those of you who know me or were here in LinkedIn, if you know me through YouTube, through the website, whatever it is, send me an email, reach out. I can share with you my email. It's Cathy, Cathy, at coach cert, CERT.com. And Laura, share your email, please.
Sure. It's Laura, Laura, at culturekova.com. And culturekova is one word, CULTUREKOVA.com.
Amazing. So email us, give us your thoughts, give us your input. You can make comments here where you're seeing the video. That works too. We're going to have it, you've got the live version. You're going to have recordings that we'll put out in other social media venues as well. So you'll see it there too. Just give us your thoughts. Tell us what you think. So,
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you
closing
so much
thoughts or
for having
message,
me.
Laura?
No, just thank you so much for having me today. I'm super excited about what this can become.
Yeah.
One thing that we haven't talked about, just really quick, we talked about how this could become something that we do more often as well
Mhm.
together, so that if everybody wants to come back year after year for continuing ed or whatever.
Yeah, so wouldn't it be fun to have one or two a year where it's the initial coach training and then a couple a year where it's the continuing ed and people can come back and do it again?
That same community. Yeah, I love that too. Or new people. We love new people. So
Yeah.
thank you. so much for having me. Such a pleasure.
Yeah, absolutely. And super excited about this idea and the potential and where it can go. So everyone, please do get back to us. Come visit us. Laura, your website is
Culturecova.com.
awesome. And for me, you can visit coachcert.com or coach-123.com. Check us out, look it over, and give us your feedback. So thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks.